Fairy Whispering explores the multisensory pathways into the other world. From listening to the messages on the wind, or contained within owls' hoots, to singing to the sea in a moonlit cove, or what to give a gnome when they come to dinner. I'm Claire Casely, a fairy whisperer. Take my hand and I'll guide you through the twilight woodland, where they are waiting to meet you. Hello everyone. The light is gradually returning in the northern hemisphere and the days are drawing out again. Wherever in the world you're listening to this episode from, I wish you joy and peace for 2023. This episode features pixies and gnomes. Pixie or Piskie is the name given to a type of fairy mainly found in southwest England. I'm on a personal quest to know their stories and explore the places they are associated with and to capture them in my art. I've mostly focused on Dartmoor in Devon, however there are several places associated with pixies on Dartmoor. Pixie Copse at Bury, Pixie Meadow at Selworthy, Pixie Lane at Minehead, Pixie Rocks at Challicum, and tradition has it that the king of the pixies resides at Knighton Farm, Withypool, and that Cow Castle, a hill fort in Withypool, was built by the pixies. So it was a joy to travel to Dulverton in Somerset in June last year to wander with my guest Mary to Pixie Town. I'm releasing this episode a day early in time for my 50th birthday. I absolutely love celebrating my birthday. For me, it's a time to express my gratitude to my parents and my ancestors for bringing me here, and also to all the people, opportunities and wisdom I have met along my path. It's also my first birthday as a podcaster. I started my other podcast, Weird Wonderful Wonders, a year ago on my birthday too. Birthdays are very auspicious dates to launch new projects, as you're literally riding on the energy of your birth into this world. For this episode, I travelled to Dulverton in Somerset in June last year for a very enjoyable and informative wander with my guest Mary. Mary guided me to some special places in Dulverton and, along the way, shared some of the intriguing history of the town. A childhood fairy encounter plus more recent encounters since moving to Somerset, and explains she has a sense of being here before. There's a word a friend has recently shared with me that sums up this feeling or longing for a place. It's Schoenschutz. I think it's a lovely word. More information, links and some photos of Dulverton in the show notes on my website. In the bonus episode, for my patrons, I share a more personal chat about a dream that Mary feels could be a past life memory connected with Dulverton. We also discuss lion symbolism, which I sometimes include in my fairy artwork. I share my intuitive insights on how this symbol is being reclaimed by the fairies from the ruling elite as a symbol of power and personal sovereignty, and some of my artwork too. Please support the podcast either by joining my Fairy Whisperer community on Patreon for bonus episodes and behind the scenes, or on Ko-fi. You can also join my Fairy Whispering podcast group on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter at Fairy Whispering or on Instagram at Fairy Whisperer. If you'd like to contact the show, you can email me on claire@fairywhisperer.co.uk. See all these links in the show notes. Enjoy and join me at the end for some concluding thoughts and info about the next episode. I'm on my way to Dulverton, which is in Somerset. It's just very near to the border of Devon, and I'm going to meet with Mary, and she's going to tell me about an experience she had with fairies as a child, and she's going to take me to some woods for a walk. I just wanted to stop on the way because today is my grandmother's 108th birthday. She was still alive. She was born in 1914. And it's the 9th of June 2022 today. She's very much in my thoughts. She actually loved Exmoor. She grew up in Princetown for the early part of her life. My grandmother's favourite place was Tar Steps, and she actually did a painting of that, which my father has. I'm feeling like her spirit's with me today. The fairy realm's very close, and I've pulled up. Where I've pulled up is up in the car park for the Anchor Inn. I think it's a village car park as well. There's a big weeping willow in the middle of the car park, and I've driven, so I'm sitting directly opposite this big humpy hill, which I feel must be a very special hill. It stands out in the landscape. It's like a pregnant belly, and I expect there's fairies living in there and dragons and all sorts, ancestors. So now I'm going to carry on wending my way to Dulverton. It's only a few minutes away, and see what the day holds. It's quite bright, but grey sky, a little bit of showery rain, I think, and it's a bit windy. But I've got a good feeling about today. Okay, I'm going to sign off and go and meet with Mary. Mary and I began our walk along the Old Town Leat. Mary talks about the history of the Leat, which is described as being of significant national historic interest and being the best preserved medieval Leat in England. And we're having a bit of a walk to start with along the Leat, to talk about the place, because it's a really lovely place, lots of history. And Gigi, the doggy, is with us as well. We're going to go to a few places today. We're just walking along the Old Leat, and Mary, you were just saying about the buildings,
yeah.
Leat here and the buildings.
Yeah. So they're all currently houses. I think some of them are owned by the church, but you can see the steps there from olden times. It was the mechanics of the town for a while. There's a print house at the end. There was a couple of laundries along the Leat. There were small holdings where the locals used to gut their animals and let it all feather their chickens and let it all float down the Leat, much to the laundry's heartbreak.
Yeah.
But yes, so it's a channel. It's been running through the town for a couple of 100 years. Yeah.
Lots of ferns here, growing along the edge. It's nice that that's sort of been...
brown trout, and there's all sorts of activity in there.
So does it get deeper than this? 'Cause it's quite...
It can do. One of our neighbours manages the lock for it, so sometimes it's deep, sometimes it's shallow, depending on the...
Yeah.
So it takes a bit of upkeep, and there's also the Weir Trust, the Leat and Weir Trust. They do a lot of work because apparently it's a... megalithic or sort of Iron Age Leat a bit further down, or Weir.
Right.
So that's got heritage status.
Fabulous. And gosh, it's so green, isn't it? It's that really vibrant green.
Yeah, lovely when the lime trees will come out. The lime first comes out because it's bright.
Yeah. I love all the little steps down to the...
It always feels quite ancient walking along here.
Yeah.
And magical. It's a really nice way to go into town.
Yes, it is.
It's a nice,
It does feel like stepping back into the past.
And you're just surrounded by vibrant nature everywhere. It's really fresh and nourishing. It feels nice.
Oh, look at this. I'll just take a little...
Crows and jackdaws.
I can hear them. They're really loving I always think that's a good sign when there's lots of happy sounding birds in the place.
And they're very tame, they come right up to you,
Yeah.
And the dawn call starts at about 2:30, 3 in the morning.
Wow. Right. Are we going into a busy part now?
We're just gonna go down here.
Yeah.
To the Exmoor house. This is where the old workhouse was.
Now a quick break with some news from me. Hello dear listeners, the Fairy Whispering podcast is an independent show entirely produced by me. To keep the show rolling, please show your support by becoming a monthly subscriber on the Podcast Buzzsprout website or on my Fairy Whisperer Buy Me a Coffee page, and by following, sharing with a friend and leaving a 5-star review. Also, if you or someone you know has had a fairy encounter or other unexplained encounter, I'd love to hear from you. You can send me your story to claire@fairywhisperer.co.uk. All of these links are in the show description. Thank you. Now back to the episode. Dulverton Workhouse was built in 1854 with separate accommodation for males and females. The architect was Edward Ashworth. It's had several uses as a maternity home during World War II. Rooms have been used by a variety of organisations for a variety of purposes. A section of the building was even used for a mortuary. In 1934, Exmoor House became a training centre for young girls brought up in children's homes. After various uses, Exmoor House became the headquarters of Exmoor National Park Authority in 1974.
This is the workhouse. It was built in the early 1800s, I think, just when Dulverton had been discovered. And like I was saying to you, I was walking down here about 5:30 in the morning. So it was twilight, and I heard some movement inside, like heavy wood being dragged across a stone floor. And there weren't any lights on or anything. There wasn't any physical activity that I could see. But apparently it's been a workhouse, a home for vagrants. It was a funeral parlour. It's been a hospital for single mothers.
Yeah.
So it's had a lot of heightened emotion, and I think maybe that's what you can hear in the twilight hours. It comes out as this something's,
Wow.
the activities.
It's quite
It's formidable, isn't it?
formidable building, I was going to say.
Such a lovely little village, I think.
Yeah. Like you say, it's almost like it's been plonked. It's come from another kind of belief system. Heavy powers that be, because, like you say, this place, people were self-sufficient here, and then Industrial Revolution came along and took that away from them, really, and then otherwise there would be no need for
because it's quite a big building for a workhouse in a place with a small population. I think it's quite weird.
So did they bring in people, did they bring in people from other places?
I don't know, but I'd have thought, why not have somewhere in a bigger, like Taunton or Tiverton, a bigger community?
Yes.
Normally workhouses are in cities, aren't they?
Yeah.
Bigger areas where you get more poverty.
I bet there was a workhouse in Newton Abbot.
Okay, is there?
Yeah, that then became the hospital.
Yeah, similar
story.
It's got quite a heavy atmosphere down here, I always think. Especially over there.
It's quite dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite dark, sort of.
We'll have a look at the river in a minute.
Yeah. Well, if it's right by that workhouse, and then the river's going by carrying all that
I met a
energy.
lady, when we first came here, there was a lady and she said what she loves about the river is that it's washing through constantly. So the energy of visitors, and it all gets cleared quite quickly.
Yeah, that is good. I think it would be a bit intense, wouldn't it? Otherwise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary, you were just saying about this feeling of being here. You feel like you've got purpose in a place.
Yeah.
Here.
I feel like I've been here before. When we go to Pixie Town, I'll show you the bit that's been in my dreams. And it's about being an advocate for the nature and the wildness of Dulverton and the magic of Dulverton, really. I don't know how that's going to show itself. I've done crystal sound healing, I've done all sorts of healing courses, and I was just about to put an advert in the local magazine, but it just didn't feel right. I've got to do this adventure first, so we're going away for a bit, doing a journeying, and then coming back. But there's a richness here of folklore and the old ways that has been forgotten, and I'd like to be an advocate to resurrect that.
Yes.
That connection people have, not just to sort of hunting and animal husbandry, but to feeling and being a part, connecting with nature.
Yeah, you're like a gatekeeper.
I feel a bit, I'm a buddy with the fairies and the pixies. I always had a connection from when I was little. I had a dream, I was playing, well, it wasn't a dream actually, I was playing hide and seek with my brothers in this new house we just moved into, that I was telling you about earlier. And I was probably about 3, I suppose, and all of a sudden I saw a procession of little men in green outfits with red hats, pixies, walking along the picture frames, and they were all identical, all walking in unison. And I kind of screamed and fainted, and it was quite overwhelming. But I was going to tell you about when we moved into our house. It's a tiny little place, but we went for a walk up to the woods. We'll go up there in a minute, and I got a sense of a little brownie sort of following us. And in my mind's eye, maybe a flicker of his coat tails, that kind of thing, and an energy. And then about a month later I had a dream. I was just falling asleep and saw this lovely little sprite thing sat on my chest, which I was a little bit scared about, and kind of in my mind shooed it away. But it had a lovely round face and a lovely fresh little pixie smile, and I feel it was, although at the time I was scared, it was malevolent. I think it was benevolent, trying to make a connection with me, so I'm trying to reignite that connection.
Wonderful. I want to talk a bit more with you about that, but shall we get away from the traffic?
I haven't messed you around, it's because you've messed them around.
Yeah.
They've got pure hearts and they're not stupid.
They have. Look at this, is like a little fairy house. Wow, whose cottage. Yeah, that's the impression I get with.
But I think that's the way people have been. That's the. I think that we've lost our standards with each other and business, and don't take it personally. It's only business, and sort of doing each other over for money.
Yeah.
Those basic principles of being a decent, trustworthy person don't count for much, do they, anymore?
No. I think they're really good old values there.
Yeah.
I mean, why is it just because you've got a big house and
I know,
vast car and own land?
Come this way.
Why does that excuse you from basic?
It's all topsy-turvy, it's all upside down.
Yeah.
At the moment.
I know, this is
a beast.
Well, I don't think we'll talk up here, but this is steep.
You'll be shut down for heavy breathing.
What's this lane called?
Steep lane. I'm not sure. It goes backwards. I'm not sure what this is called.
Okay.
It'll flatten it, honestly.
Wow.
When we get to the White House, it will change.
Lots of moss.
But the fairies are at the top.
Okay, so we're walking up very steep lane, edged by banks of ferns and moss, overhanging beech trees. So
I've got to work for it in Exmoor.
yeah, I gotta work for it. So maybe we'll just talk about your experience there. Do you think that Brownie then came back to your house?
I think it might have been living there because they come in the winter, don't they?
Right.
And you put the holly and the ivy thing is to invite the elementals in, that they can stay with you for winter. And I think it was a winter thing. Could have followed us home. Could have, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was about a month, 2 months, between getting a sense of him up there. And then I have to say, the other day I was up there with G, because it's quite hard when you've got the dog to sort of just tune into it and let it, but I was trying to sort of merge with the atmosphere.
Yes.
And I did hear a little kind of a whistle on a pipe that might have gone da-da-da.
Oh, that's interesting. Because...
So I kept doing it. I was going da-da-da-da, walking so that I could sort of reciprocate.
Shall we just walk up the path just a few metres and... Because it'd be quite interesting to perhaps
the potential is great. It's just
hum or sing.
Yeah.
Let's just up to this corner here by this tree. Because they know we're here, so...
Do you sort of sense anything? Do you know what you...
I feel like they're listening, watching.
Yeah, okay.
And is it amazing? Because the village is just over there. You can still see houses and the vehicles, and yet we're already in another world.
Yeah.
According to folklore, the fairies took up residence in barrows and other ancient sites found on high places, such as hill forts, because they were used to living in remote and prominent hills. Cow Castle in Somerset is a fort which has fairy associations. There are tales across the UK of fairies seen dancing on hills and also disappearing into them. Therefore, hills are believed to be places where fairy contact can be made. Mary and I attempted to make our own contact with the fairies. However, we agreed that more time was needed to fully immerse ourselves in the landscape. These things can't be rushed. Building a relationship with the place over time is also a key factor to fairy communication. And of course, hill forts. Fairies are associated with.
Oh, are they? Well,
hill
there we
forts.
are. That's why it's the hill. Maybe that's why they're making presenting it as a hill fort. I think there is a unspoken sort of sense of tradition here of the old world.
Yes.
But maybe takes a while to become a part for it to open up to you, sort of thing. But the clues are there, maybe.
Yes.
Because I was thinking it might have been a defence thing, but maybe it's because there's another hill fort along towards Tar Steps, from Marshbridge to Tar Steps. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense because they'd be, from what I know, they'd be overlooking the river for anyone coming up the river, wouldn't they?
As a peasant.
So what you just said about the flute, that links back to... It's funny because all these episodes I'm recording seem to link together. Like every person I meet says something that links to something else that I've already... in that episode, actually, I saved it for the bonus, but I was talking about the experience I had on Dartmoor when I was with a member of my family, and he heard flute music. We were stood by a rock, And there's lots of folklore about pixies near Widdicombe, surrounding fields.
Yeah.
I listened in and I could hear it as well, and it's like one of those sounds that's really on the edge of your hearing. So I'd like to hear from you how the sound came across to you. Is it something that you...
So I was really... I was sat, I had G with me, and he's quite an active bit, so, normally we're throwing sticks, but I was remembering something someone had said about merging your energy, just become part of your surroundings, so I was focusing on that more than I have done for a long time. And and then in the distance, probably behind me, a bit further back up the path near the hill fort it would have been.
Yeah.
I heard this da-da-da or something, da-da-da-da. So, and it was quick, and I could hear maybe people around, but no one, it didn't really sound like someone had a flute. It was just this fleeting sound, communication while I was in the moment. So then I was kind of repeating it as we walked around, but I didn't hear it again. But I was just responding with the same sound. And I felt they were quite close, and there is this circle of holly trees, and I sat in that. So I think I was getting rewarded for putting a bit more into trying to connect.
Yeah. They'll do it when we're least expecting it.
Yes. Well, that's it, isn't it? We're focusing. Yeah. That's that kind of expand, like meditating, really.
Meditating. So perhaps if we go to... What time to go to Pixie Town?
Yeah, let's go to Pixie Town.
Let's go to Pixie Town, and perhaps we could meditate there.
Yeah.
And I'll save this, because it deserves more time spent here, doesn't it?
It would be nice to go up the top, and really that's where it's going to...
Yeah.
And sort of maybe do like a circle of like a group of people go up there.
Let's do that when you come back.
Yeah, well, but you could do it. I could get a group of women up here.
Yeah. I'd love to.
Yeah, do it. And then we'll do when we get back, we'll do something. I really feel it's great to have met you, because it's just like kindred. I feel like a part of something, and I'm not on my own.
No, and I want to support you with your work here.
Yeah.
I think it's important we all connect with each other.
Just a network of whatever happens, but it's nice to have like-minded souls, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's really important you being here and your ideas about the shop or something, bringing something like that in here will just bring an extra dimension of not only people but
what it's about here. Because I was going to do little signs, do little just from the fairies saying please don't leave your dog poo bags here, council of the elemental and all that sort of thing. Oh no, that was G. It's because he's a bit it would be good not to have a crazy cocker with us. Let's go Pixie Town.
Okay, I'll turn this off. And I bet as soon as I stop recording you'll hear something. After leaving the woods, we walked to the town marshes, which edge the Pixton estate. Locally, this area is known as Pixie Town. Pixton Park is a country house built circa 1760. Pixton was originally the seat of the Dyke family. It then moved to the Ackland family by marriage. Then in 1815, the estate came under the ownership of the Herbert family when the Earls of Carnarvon acquired Pixton. George Herbert, 5th Earl of Carnarvon, 1866 to 1923, inherited Highclere House from his father and sold Pixton in 1890 to his stepmother, Elizabeth Dowager Countess of Carnarvon. He thought that Pixton could have originated from Pixie Town. So this is probably where the name Pixie Town originates from, the Earl of Carnarvon. There is also a Pixie Wood nearby. Looking further into the history of the estate, I found that the Geld Inquest of 1084 and the Domesday Survey of 1086 Both mention a small land holding at Pixton called Potestone. There are 16th and 17th century references to a farm at Pixton, and a description of the Barber family's holding of Pixton consists of a dwelling house, 2 new barns, stables and other outhouses, a garden and orchard. Mary says that there used to be huge strawberry fields that supplied London with strawberries via the railway. I have a hunch that maybe the earlier presence of these orchards and strawberry fields could link in with the name Pixton. It used to be customary for a few apples or other fruit from the harvest to be left out for the fairies. This was called leaving a pyx. So perhaps the area became known as the farm where a pyx was left for the fairy folk. Another interesting fact is that George Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, was also the Egyptologist who funded Henry Carter's dig for the tomb of Tutankhamun. He was present for the clearing of the stairway to the tomb on the 24th of November 1922, and the discovery of Tutankhamun's cartouche on the outer doorway. Carnarvon was also present when, on the 26th of November, Carter was able to peer into the tomb by candlelight through a small gap in the masonry. Lord Carnarvon asked him, "Can you see anything?" And Carter replied, "Yes, wonderful things." Perhaps some of the magic from that find has seeped into the landscape of Pixton.
He's really good then.
Yeah. You're just curious, aren't you? You want to
He's
see.
a free... I mean, he's
Free doggy. Oh.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, the idea of this duality of, like good and bad, fairies, good and bad, this, that and the other, and like you say, it's all different shades of the same thing, really.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone is going to... There's that thing, people say nothing changes under the sun, isn't it? And really the way things are, it's always kind of been.
Yeah.
This tipping the balance, justice, injustice, cruelty, kindness. And I think that's a part of existence, isn't it, to have all those facets?
Yeah.
Like if you block one out, that is a kind of...
Yeah.
It's not being true to life, is it?
No.
And how do you do it?
Yeah, that's right. It's like... He's inspecting all the nice houses. Valeria. Yes. You're having a good old inspection, aren't you, of the houses. Oh. So this area...
Yes. What's this called?
It's a recreation ground.
It's called. The sign's up there, but we're heading towards Pixton Estate. You can see the trees up on the left, and that was known by the locals, a couple of 100 years ago, as Pixie Town, and that's where Pixton comes from.
This is really interesting because in Tavistock, on the other side of Dartmoor from me, there's a Pixton Lane. Yeah, Pixton Lane. And reading some writing from mid-1800s, the person writing, Rachel Evans, she was called, she was a topographical writer that lived in Tavistock, and she called it Pixie Lane. So maybe that area was known as Pixie Town then.
Yeah.
Like here.
And a lot of yes. And then they just go Pixton. It's interesting that it's been chiselled down to the same...
Pixton.
Yeah.
So, and I think near...
this might be going a bit too far, but the Picts were a culture that were sort of like Celtic, very natural, magical, and they got ground down and hounded out, didn't they?
They did, yeah. So I went up to Inverness last year.
Yeah.
And stayed in a place called Fortrose, which is only a couple of miles from a place called Rosemarkie, where there's Fairy Falls.
Okay.
It's like a woodland with a waterfall at the end. It's known as Fairy Falls.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And there's a famous fairy writer called Robert Ogilvie Crombie, and he had a connection with that place and the fairies there. Yeah, and there's another chainsaw in the background.
Can't help themselves. Get the chainsaw out.
Yeah, bit of frustration. Yeah, so and while I was there, I was talking to, there's a little crystal shop in Rosemarkie, and there's a chap looking after the shop there, and I got talking to him. He was telling me about the Picts, because there's a museum in Rosemarkie with Pictish stones and artefacts and things. But yeah, he was saying that they were basically like driven out of that part of Scotland by the church, basically, and really their history has been quite, fairly well eradicated, apart from the stones that are left behind, the little bits of
And haven't they found
evidence.
Little humanoid? I mean, it's a bit further in the up at Machu Picchu.
Yeah.
They found graves and they found tiny humanoid skeletons and things, haven't they?
I think, I know that they have in certain parts of the Americas.
Yeah.
In North America.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into Machu Picchu.
I think it's around that, and they were digging up kind of graves, and with each kind of average size human skeleton, they were finding this little skeleton with them, buried with them, like their guide or something like that.
Wow.
I thought maybe.
That's amazing. I was up there, but one night after we'd been to this Fairy Falls, I was lying in bed. I was awake. I might have been just drifting off to sleep, but I'm sure that I physically had my eyes open in the dark, and I saw this man's face above me, sort of lit up in green light.
Wow.
And he was smiling at me, and it was just, fraction of a few seconds or whatever. And he had shoulder-length hair, green eyes, he was all lit up in this green light.
Grey man. Like a natural male.
Yeah, he was, when I think about it, he could have been sort of elfish.
Yeah, okay.
Like an elf. But also, he could have been of sort of Celtic-y, Pictish-y times, because he had that kind of look, with his hair and everything. I don't know anything about, apart from what I've read about Robert Ogilvie Crombie and his fairy experiences. He didn't say anything that I'd read about these beings lit up with green light. And then just the other week I was talking to a friend, and she said, oh yes, well that part of Scotland is well known for its green ladies and green men.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, well that makes sense,
Yes.
what I was seeing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so that's one of the few times in my life where I've physically seen something with my eyes, and I must have been in a more sort of a dreamy, perhaps just drifting off to sleep state.
It's that middle, it's like the twilight half, 50-50 time, isn't it?
Yeah. Let these people go by.
It's like when you're driving and You're driving kind of in an automatic, you're not necessarily thinking about what you're doing all the time.
Yeah.
But you get there. Is it theta?
Yeah, sort of hypnotic.
Yeah.
You're aware, sort of in control. But
you're on autopilot.
Hiya.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hi.
Catching up with the meals?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's that, like you were saying earlier, if you weren't thinking, or it's that lack of awareness, isn't it? It's like like ghost spirits or whatever come when you're thinking about other things.
Yeah. Because
Or you're not thinking.
Not thinking up, and all I was thinking was, gosh, it's late. I need to get. I couldn't get to sleep for some reason, and I thought, right, okay, put the light out, lying there.
Amazing, yeah, wonderful.
And then, so I put my bedside light on. I slept with the light on.
Yeah.
It did. It wasn't.
It's unnerving.
It's unnerving.
Yeah.
It's unnerving. Yeah. It didn't feel threatening or whatever. It's smiling, but I thought.
It's just unknown, isn't it? I suppose it's not what we're ready for, kind of thing.
Yeah. I was tempted to go and knock on my children's door because they're in the bedroom next door, and I thought, no, that's a bit silly of me. I can't go and wake them up and say, hi. So I didn't want to frighten them. But it's funny because the next morning they were saying, oh, we were up late, we were telling each other ghost stories.
Oh.
I thought, well, that's interesting that I was having that experience and they were in the other room talking about spirit world. Yeah.
Amazing. I think, yes, it's that kind of conjuring, isn't it? It's opening the door.
And I think if you're open to these things, maybe they're just more attracted, or...
Well, because you can, I think, because you can experience it. I think it's always there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you can, if you can experience it, you experience it. Because it's what you're prepared to open your mind to, isn't it? And as well as like the system as it is with school and TV, it's shutting everything down. It seeps through for some people anyhow.
Yeah.
Right, this is Pixieland. Let's go. Yeah.
Walking over some long grass. In the village, you were started talking about your experience when you were a child of seeing the pixies or gnomes, or
gnomes. I'd say gnomey. All marching in unison. They were all kind of identical.
Right.
But I used to play in the house had been empty. It was used as a business address for a few years. So it had been empty again, so it was kind of had its own atmosphere. And I used to play in the garden, and you'd get that. I remember I found watercress, and it really impressed my parents because I knew it was watercress. I said, "Here's watercress," and I can. All sorts of things in that house. There was a lady with a green dress, I can remember, kind of from the 30s.
Yeah, because fairies are very drawn to children.
Yeah.
Children's, in the fact you're saying that the house had been left for a few years, that it's almost like they're reclaiming it, aren't they? What was around the house?
It was big garden, so you'd have like maybe half an acre of garden between each house. And they were built as sort of posh holiday homes in the 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
So post-Middle War.
Right.
And there was like the new middle class coming up, I suppose, the new rich.
Yeah.
But it didn't really ever belong to anyone as a home. There was only one family. But I always had that, when you're playing in the soil and in the plants, and then you get this sort of sense of timelessness as a child, and little things come in, and I felt like, we used to live in Wiltshire, and I felt you could feel the olden times there, you know, and eating rocket. I remember eating rocket when I was about 25 and thinking, oh, I've eaten that before, and I think that was from a past. I can remember foraging along a hedgerow and things like that, do you know?
Yeah. So it's amazing how the plants, things of the earth can take us back.
Yeah. If when you get into that 50-50, you're not focusing on anything.
Yeah.
Everything opens up, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
you get a glimmer for a second.
Yeah. And I'm interested in the appearance of these pixies.
Yeah, so they were about 6 inches tall. Really your typical kind of gnomey little squidgy little face, my big beaming smile, a bit like mine maybe. And that's a bit like the little face that I saw on the brownie here.
Yeah.
This lovely little beaming smile, innocent, tricksy, maybe playful expression. But they were all walking one after the other. They were all identical and walking in unison, marching around the picture rails at the top of upstairs in Mum and Dad's house.
Right.
Just hundreds of them all over the place.
Hundreds?
And it was quite,
Wow.
And it was just so overwhelming that I screamed and fainted, and the next thing I can remember is my brother's kind of waking me up.
Yeah.
And I suppose I didn't maybe not see anything after that.
Right.
Because it's that shock.
Yeah.
You're growing up and you're becoming reality. Material is becoming more prevalent, isn't it?
How old were you when that
About
happened?
3 or 4.
So before you went to school?
Yeah, and also diet. I remember I used to just like eating salad and like shellfish. And at the same time as that, I was being told to eat my potatoes, bread, meat. And I think that weighs down on the system energetically, doesn't it? And it makes you more, that's in the moment, in the material world. Because diet, isn't it the Essenes? They just had fruit, they ate fruit.
Right.
And that was there, and that's all this kind of thing about being vegan. If you're like natural food, no animal, no derived from animals or whatever, but no root vegetables either. The Essenes just had fruit. There's 12 things you can eat if you Google it. And they believed that was connecting them to this godly, the spiritual realm, because it was light on the system.
Yeah.
And the body was light. And also we were watching Sadhguru the other day, and the Hindus, the Indians, you're supposed to only eat something up to an hour and a half after it's picked.
Right. Yeah.
And that, because it's all life force. And the minute, supermarkets are full of stuff that's 5 days old, it's got no life force in it anymore.
That's fascinating, isn't it? So lots of...
Once you're growing up and, people are there kind of pulling you back back in the moment, back in the physical material world, you kind of lose and maybe people say, oh, that's not true, and...
I think that's true, because I found, as soon as I started school, that magic, that sort of otherworldly connection started to dwindle. Yeah. And I went to a Church of England school, so it was all about the Harvest Festival and Easter and going to church. I'd go to the church and I'd look at the windows with the angels and whatever, and I just think I don't connect with that at all. I connect with being outside in my garden and making mud pies and...
The best time. Well, that was it. I went to a convent and it was a bit like that. We're being told off all the time. I can remember whistling. I was sort of in my own little world. Desk was up.
Yeah.
And it was like, who's whistling? Oh, it's me. And it was me. And I was just in my own world, but I was kind of told off for it. Also, the school was up on a hill and there was a church, and used to get inversion where the clouds come down, and I remember saying, oh, it looks like a fairy castle. Don't be so silly.
Yeah, it's all of that kind of
This is the path, the Pixie Land path.
Oh look, this is the path we're going on through the grass. This old gate.
We just stand at the gate.
Wow.
A real strong feeling from the woods.
I'm getting a feeling in my hands.
Yeah. And when you walk up along here, that's when the echo starts, and it's really weird because there's no solid wall for there to be an echo.
So, yeah, I'd like to record the echo. Let's go and do that. I'll turn this off.
Right, let's see, we're coming up to echo.
The echo place.
You hear the echo?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But it's
get
trees,
tingles.
there's no solid...
It's just
That's what I don't... It's a
trees.
wide open space, so where's the echo coming from with the trees and everything?
Well, it's a natural amphitheatre, isn't it? Because it's like a valley we're in.
But
So
isn't
it's
it tree stop?
reverberating.
Isn't it soft? It's the trees soften it, they cushion it. So
Yeah.
where's that bounce coming from?
Let's try something. Ooh, ooh,
Yes, you can hear it.
yeah. Ooh,
You can hear that in the trees.
yeah.
Let's get up close.
Woo! Do it again. So if you get closer to the trees, is it even more echoey? Just buttercups and thistles.
Yeah.
So I wonder what it sounds like here. Woo! Woo! Yeah. Just trying to get a bit closer to the... This is part of Pixie
This is all
Town.
his, this is going, the woods are his garden kind of thing, and
Right.
then the estate house is, you can see it in the winter, it's up on a hill, sort of about there somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's got, I mean, there's a whole farm and acres of it, kind of thing. But this is Pixie Town.
Because ancient people saw echoes as sacred.
Okay.
So I wonder if that's to do with...
Why it's Pixie
Why
Town,
it's
because
Pixie
I do
Town.
want there is a bounce. What is it that's making the bounce? Shall we look
Yeah,
at it?
yeah. Yeah, can you just repeat that? Because that's really lovely, talking about Hope Bourne. Because I got one of her books, I think it's the Moorland Diary or something of Exmoor.
She used to she lived on £1 a week. She'd just get a newspaper and a bit of chocolate when she was rolling in it, and she was so humble. And she was living in a caravan with her chickens up until about when she was 85, and they had to force her into a little bungalow because she was getting too old. But she wrote lots of books. She used to go hunting. She looked after someone's farm animals for the right to fish in the river. And to hunt rabbits and stuff. She was really self-sufficient. But she wrote, there's a lovely paragraph in one of her books where she's kind of looking up at the stars at night, and she describes looking at the moonlit sky and environment and just saying how wonderful and godly and majestic it all is, and that we are giving it away so freely and easily to convenience and technology and something that isn't so magical. We're letting all this magic go, slip through our fingers.
Yeah, that's so moving. Oh, yeah, I love what I've read of her book. I'm going to get it. I'm going to order my own copy, actually, because what she was writing about her life, and just really noticing the seasons.
Yeah, she was so in tune. She used to walk to Withypool, 4-mile walk on a Friday. But she was so connected. She'd listen to the radio at night. She's had her main meal in the morning, so she had meat and vegetables for breakfast. She'd do her writing then. She just sang to her own beat of her own song, really.
Yes.
But she was all for hunting. She said the hunting was what kept the countryside alive, and it would be the end of Exmoor and the end of the red deer, and you don't see so many around anymore, and it kept people in business and, you know, in work, not business, in work, but she said nature is really beautiful, but it's also really cruel, and life is like that, it is. There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, we can't all be, we can't all be happy, hippie,
it's not
joyful all the time.
It's not a genuine state, is it?
No, it's not, no.
But you can be happy with your challenges, you can have this kind of, you can be able to deal with things and be light-hearted, but there are deeper feelings as well that you've got to be able to manage.
Yeah, and I think basically when you find a contentment with your life and a life that you think's worth protecting and fighting for, then you'll put up with the challenges.
Yeah, it's contentment, isn't it? Not happiness so much as contentment.
Because we all have hard times no matter what, and there's so much of this kind of coffee table book sort of stuff that's around at the moment, or the
Instagram moments,
and it's just like a few seconds of someone's life, like with their perfect meal laid out on their sort of veranda, and look at us, and you go, but you kind of think, well, but that's just a moment, because the next moment they're having to deal with the same human stuff that everyone else is dealing with. I always like to come up with a title for the episodes. So I thought, instead of me racking my brains at home, thinking, what should I call it? Any intuitive thoughts for you about what it should be called?
Getting down to Pixie Town.
Getting down to Pixie Town. That's great. Thank you to Mary for guiding me around her special places in Dulverton and for sharing her precious experiences with the Fae. I was interested to hear Mary's knowledge from an early age of the plants in her garden. I asked her if she thought her childhood encounter with the gnomes could have been linked to eating the watercress, and she felt that it was. There are many tales in fairy folklore that involve humans eating food from the fairies and then being transported into fairyland. Perhaps by foraging for the watercress in her garden, she opened a doorway that allowed her to glimpse across the veil into the other world. Watercress is a member of the mustard family and is believed to have originated in ancient Greece. I was interested to discover that it has been used by soldiers and leaders going back to those times for strength, health, and decision-making. The US Army planted watercress in the gardens of forts along the Western Trails as food for their soldiers. Roman emperors ate watercress to help them make bold decisions. The Persian king Xerxes ordered his soldiers to eat watercress to keep them healthy during their long marches. It was also used by soldiers to both prevent and cure scurvy. Could this possibly be linked to Mary's experience of seeing a large troop of gnomes that appeared to be identically dressed and marching in unison like soldiers along the picture rails? There are so many lovely moments in this episode, I'm sure you'll agree, and I'm really looking forward to returning to Dulverton sometime to explore more. Next month on the podcast, we hear about an encounter with a gnome and find out what he likes to have for dinner. For more info and behind the scenes, you can join my patrons in my Fairy Whisperer community. As I mentioned in the intro to this episode, my grandmother Eileen loved to visit Exmoor. She was an inspiring influence on my early life with a strong connection to nature. I felt her presence was with me for the recording, and this episode definitely has a feeling of an extra sprinkle of fairy dust about it. I was also inspired by the quotes Mary mentioned, "There is nothing new under the sun." It got me thinking about our impermanence here. The quote is taken from Ecclesiastes 1 in the Bible, and I will leave you with these last words. "Generations come and go, but the earth remains forever. The sun rises and the sun sets, and hurries back to where it rises. The wind blows to the south and turns to the north. Round and round it goes, ever returning on its course. All streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. To the place the streams come from, there they return again. All things are wearisome, more than one can say. The eye never has enough of seeing, nor the ear its fill of hearing. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Is there anything of which one can say, 'Look, this is something new'? It was here already long ago. It was here before our time. We may come and go, yet the beauty and mystery of the landscape, as well as its fairy folk, remain." I do hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate and review if you did, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything that we've discussed in this episode. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook as The Fairy Whisperer. See you next time, and remember to listen for the whispers from your heart and be the change.